Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for the midpoint of Season 51. It's War number 6 and today we have a matchup against Next. I think we played these guys last season. They are currently sitting in the top 10. SSX, as you can see, still sitting in the number 1 spot for the time being. Team today looking really good. America Chavez, Black Cat, and Lady Deathstrike, all female team, about to crush it for me. Let's jump right in. Starting off today on path number 1. I split this path with Nagase, so he took the first fight, and I'm right up here on this MANGOG on node 10. So with this fight, we're going to be using Chavez for it, and you notice that it has masochism, so I really just have to avoid parry stunning him. There are no debuffs in Chavez's kit, so we won't trigger masochism, we won't trigger the unblockable, as long as we never accidentally parry him. So it's easy not to intentionally parry him, but I did kind of have to worry about like dexterity and accidentally parrying him on a dash back. So you notice we're keeping 2 stacks of the negative zone active. That's just to handle and then reverse his natural power gain. And then once his specials are kind of taken out of the equation, we can just move back to our normal America Chavez cycle and go from there. I was a little bit concerned in duels for this fight that he could potentially get to that enraged status, and then I kind of had to decide whether I wanted to, just go ahead and try and use my specials, or if I wanted to try and save one in the bank. So what I ended up doing instead was just popping on a 200% power back boost, so that when I used my first special 2, I was guaranteed to have at least a bar of power shortly thereafter. Didn't become a problem, as you can see, and Chavez easily handles that fight. Alright, up in Section 2, we are on Path 2, and we have a Weapon X here on Node 20. No Nimrod today. We're going with my preferred Weapon X counter in Lady Deathstrike. Absolutely nothing going on here with the nodes. This is just a straight-up fight, duel, if you will. The placebo buffs aren't going to do anything. When we knock him down, we'll get a Fury. That's great. But again, the nodes don't really interact with his kit at all. And we have turned off his unblockable and his unstoppable with our heal block. That is one of the best features of Lady Deathstrike's kit. She was basically designed specifically to fight Weapon X, and you see how easily she dominates this matchup on this node and a variety of other nodes. Combo, don't even need the striker, and that is a roughly 35-second fight. Really, really fun. Okay, moving on, we have a Jessica Jones on 29 with EMP mod. I took this same fight earlier in the season using Black Cat, and she is a really good option here if like Mole Man is banned, which he was for us. I think Black Cat is actually a better option for this fight than Chioth is. So neither of the attackers are shock immune, but Black Cat is really going to nuke this fight a little bit faster than I think Chioth would. If we didn't have Black Cat available, of course Chioth would be just fine, but the shock damage might get a little spooky. So the strategy here, we parried and heavied a bunch of times at the start of the fight just to build up clarity, and then we're just going to use our special 2 as soon as we have it so that we avoid giving her too much investigation. And from here, the fight is pretty much over already. We're going to bait out this special 2, the bleeds are ticking her down, we are triggering Sabotage on a couple hits, and there we go. Nice easy fight with Black Cat. Alright, we're moving up to the first mini-boss island. We have an Iron Man here on 39 with Power Snack and 1 too many hits. Going to go in here with Black Cat. At the start of the fight here, I parry, but then I back off and do the heavy for some reason. That was super lucky. I'm very lucky that that connected. And then I'm going to heavy counter here, so that gives me some extra combo. We've got clarity up right away, and now we can kind of play this fight much more normally. We don't have to worry about his auto block triggering. So the general idea here is that you don't want to push him too far above a bar of power because of Power Snack. If you push him like at 2 bars, there's a good chance you can accidentally push him red. You definitely don't want that. And then every time you push him over a bar of power, you're going to be triggering a power sting on yourself. However, once we get our combo high enough and we get that Sabotage debuff on him, we will be able to fail that interaction. So right here you're going to see we're going to fire off the special 2. That places the Sabotage on him, push him over bar of power. We don't get the power sting on us, so we've kind of shut down that interaction. Right here, I don't take my own advice. I'm trying to go for the nuke finish here, and the bleeds ended up finishing him off. We fail his armors, we fail his power gain. Really, really good times. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Node 46 Adam Warlock. This is a pretty spooky fight. Chavez here, really good option. because we're going to be able to reverse his power gain with a couple stacks of the negative zone. I just put out a guide for Chavez yesterday where I talked at length about how important this piece of her kit was, and you'll kind of see it on display here. So his natural power gain is going to be doubled from the power gain node here, and then every time you push him over bar of power, he is also going to be naturally increasing his combat power rate by, I think it's 5%. Per time. So if you don't manage the power in this fight, it can get out of control really fast, and his special 2 will be unblockable. It'll push you back in the corner, and then you're liable to take a bunch of special 2s to the face and probably die. So I'm just trying to keep one eye on my side of the screen, make sure that we always have at least 1, preferably 2 stacks of the negative zone up to manage his power gain. Get a nice special 2 off there. Unfortunately, we were missing 1 dimension, so we didn't have as much attack as we could have gotten. And then I make another mistake close to the end of the fight here, where I get a little bit too impatient, and I launch my special 2 just as his pod is about to hit. And then all that damage pretty much gets mitigated by the pod. So if I had just kind of waited an extra beat or 2, then we probably would have ended the fight a little bit faster. But it does get a little spooky after that, and I specifically want to call that out because it's one little thing can cause the difference between a fight being over, like it would have been right around here, but now we have pushed him to the special 2, and our final stack of the negative zone is about to fall off. We can't hit into his pod because he's duped. We don't want to get stunned, so now we kind of have to bring ourselves back here. He was regenning from the pod. He's going to fire off another special 2, regen a little bit more when his pod triggers. So at this point, I really just have to stay patient and fire off this special 2 on a special intercept. He is almost dead. The power backs that I was running from earlier in the war kick in, and then we can go ahead and fire off 1 more special 2, and we get out of here with a solo. So a little bit off the rails at the end there, but more or less still had it under control. And we did come away with the win. Shout out to Next, and good luck to them the rest of the season. 5 kills for me, 0 deaths, and at the midpoint of the season, our record is a sterling 6-0. And again, really, really good season so far. Looking forward to the rest of it. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.